lava battle staff, which is actually kind of useful. It's my first aberrant specter task. Got myself, all the goodies to be able to do it. Probably should have brought high elks, but it's not gonna matter, right? I got a TP out. I'm rocking the big prayer bonus, the fury, the prosy. Getting the Renars, haven't even sipped a single potion yet, and I'm just whack. Just giving them the old whack, 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 whack. And this is what I worked for here. All of this just to have some enjoyable slaying experience, just to relax, get some EXP, jam out, This is what I'm talking about, This is the life right here. Still need to get my skills up. One more attack level until I can build an arc light in case I get another black demon's task and stuff. And yeah, we're looking pretty pumped out. Looking good. 250,000 more experience for my first 99, which is farming. Getting close. Almost at gargoyles. Prayer's getting up there. 1,500 until 67. Once I hit 70, that's big, because I can, for instance, do that diary, get some more XP in this tower, get some more stuff in here. I probably should bring a special attack weapon too, but, who's actually going to do that? Let's be real here. Sippy, sippy. Yeah, I'm probably going to profit prayer potions off of farming these, so, with this bunk setup. Yeah, so we'll see, but, yeah, I need to get rid of these boots, and then I actually have a respectable gear setup. Upgrade this Rada's Blessing to the elite version once I hit 95, but, yeah, no, it's fine. I can just work on getting, all the way up there. But, yeah, so we'll see. I would like Primordials, or Devout Boots. Devout Boots off of a clue would actually be super sick right about now, just to, have that. Yeah, I don't need things like Ferocious. Barrow's Gloves is fine. That's just fine by me. This guy rocking a glory. This guy is my spirit animal over here, dude. We're basically brothers in arms right now. We're both experiencing the same journey. But it looks like he has a glory instead of a big boy, like what I went for. I just grinded a lot of crafting XP because I'm pretty religious about my birdhouses and my herbies. But I probably should stop doing Slayer for these weekends soon and start focusing on scaling up a little bit at least. Ooh, Aventos. Yoink, yoink. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about, boys. So, let's see. This is just what I'm doing, how I'm feeling when we're doing the ASMR Slayer. And now, as for the video, I'd like to talk about how democracy is bunk. Ooh. Yeah, people aren't gonna like this one, but it is what it is, A wise man once said, "For there is one thing we must never forget. The majority can never replace the man, and no more than 100 empty heads can make one wise man. Will a heroic decision arise from 100 cowards?" So what does that mean exactly when you examine a quote like that from a obviously gifted individual? I wonder who said that. It's almost poetic, but, we won't go there. But what I do have to say is, democracy is basically 500 terrible heads of state holding back the one person trying to solve the problem, and no more is that apparent than in Western nations of current year. You just look at what's happening in any of our government institutions. Let's be politically objective here. Let's not bully the lefties anymore for right now. Let's talk. So let's say, for instance, you're a Bernie Sanders fan, right? You've been, a Bernie bro or whatever. You're big on socialism. You want to go vacation in Russia. You want to live that kind of a life. That's fine. I do wonder how his repeated vacations to Russia would play these days, but we won't talk about that. That's verboten, not allowed. We'll just ignore it. We'll, again, just have a good faith argument, or try to be good faith here. But at least you can say that the man has principles and he is trying to abide by them, right? Whether or not you agree with his principles or his rationale, I'll leave that up to, the user to decide. But he's trying to make an effective change in his political spectrum and party, right? How do you think that's going down, though? What's holding back, say, him from claiming his rightful spot as the head honcho, per se? Because let's be clear here, as a Trump supporter, I know for a fact Bernie would have destroyed Trump in 2016. It wouldn't have even been close. You want to know why? Because Bernie actually believes the bullshit that's coming out of his mouth. Oh, I said the S word. Whoops. But realistically, as delusional as he is, he unironically believes the things he says. And that matters a lot. And it's the one person willing to at least tell their truth, not an objective truth, being held back by the 500 cowards he's surrounded with in his quote-unquote democracy. And, so just as a representative government, or our version of democracy here in the States, we can see that it's ineffectual, that it prevents the man from coming and claiming history. I very much prescribe to the great man of history theory, and I think if you look even slightly objectively at history, you will see that it's influenced by great men, that these great men are held back by their institutions. Uh-oh. Toad Flax, Farming Run. I'll do it after this task. We're killing these 100 dudes up here. We're getting them dead. We're getting them dead, so I will do the Farming Run afterwards. But it's very clear to me that even in American politics you have these great figures, these great ideas, these people trying to accomplish their goal. And then you have a bunch of meddling, weak lollygards that are just holding the course of history back. And you can certainly see how this applies even to people that I don't like Mr. Sanders, Mr. Communist, like Mr. Owns 3 Homes, Champagne Socialist type. Obviously, there's nothing I despise more than Mr. Bernie Sanders, just to be clear here. But he's the will of the people on his side of the political spectrum, and it's very obvious. And he was denied his rightful position at the head of his party. I'm not complaining about it. It benefited me. I think it benefited all of us because he would have been praised had he won the 2016 election, which he almost certainly would have. And thank goodness that didn't pass. But, you can say a lot of things about a lot of leaders and the will of the people. And, for instance, there have been other elected leaders who got into positions of power and had an oversized impact on the future and the current politics. And so, attempting to, say that just because it's the right decision does not also make it democratic, though. The will of the people may be wrong. The tragedy of the commons is in fact very real. And, our representative democracy isn't very strong when it comes to a lot of these factors. Uh-oh. He's saying it. He's saying the obvious. That, in fact, most people don't really deserve the right to vote. They aren't educated enough. They don't understand politics enough. Politics is, in fact, downstream of culture. And these people just simply don't deserve to have a voice. They're simply just not educated enough in it. They act emotionally. They make huge mistakes. And elect people that shouldn't be elected. Ooh. Naughty, naughty citizens. No. You have to vote for the certain kill campaign. Ignore the fact that she, used software to zero over an email server. We can't talk about that. No. Let's prosecute the opponents, though. Let's not talk about any of that. Ooh, no. That would be undemocratic. That would be a threat to democracy if we were to tell the truth. That would rip our constitutional republic apart. No. I'm having so much fun with this mic, by the way. I don't know if you can tell. Just all this shit is just so much fun for me. I'm doing Slayer. I feel so good, man. I'm doing Slayer. I'm talking about all sorts of crazy stuff. I'm getting canceled in record time, almost. I'm as good as gone, though. Like, it's ogre for me as far as any sort of potential employment if anyone finds these. If I ever get even slightly famous on the YouTubes, it's ogre, as one would say. Especially after the start of this video, but, you know, we won't talk about that. But let's continue talking about democracy. So, is democracy an overall benefit to society? No. Is the illusion of democracy in keeping the plebeian masses quiet an overall benefit to society? Probably. That's probably the main benefit of it. Like, you know, at the end of the day, for instance, in the American equation, originally only the lauded elite, or people who had a stake in the country, i.e. landowners with X amount of territory, were allowed to actually vote. And so we gained the right to vote for the average man by, you know, forcing ourselves to be drafted into the military. So every single American citizen, you know, as soon as you hit 18, you basically, if you want, or you're basically forced as a man to join the draft and serve your country potentially. If you're called up, you're going to go to war. Yeah, there's also World War III on the horizon, and I'm leaving the country, so that doesn't matter for me, but for a lot of you zooms out there, you might want to be careful. You might want to watch out. They're coming for you. They're going to draft you and make you work. They're going to do horrible things to you. You're going to get blown up by all sorts of things. You're going to be turned into a bloodstain in some third world decibel. You're going to die so that Joe Biden's son can continue to peddle his father's influence and propaganda across the world. You're all going to be murdered so that... I'm not going to continue, actually. We'll stop there with the, oof, if I go any deeper on YouTube, bad things may happen, but, you know. It's, on an aside, make sure you type in, my FBI agent is a racial slur into Google at least once a day, just to make sure that your assigned FBI agent knows how much you like him. It's always helpful, you know, let them gather all of that data, you know, just bully them. There's nothing they can do about it. But yeah, so anyways, if we're talking about, you know, the original bargain, you know, we've traded, and women also are exempt from this for some reason. Hopefully not too far in the future. You know, it's pretty crazy when you think about the fact that women can vote, and the people they vote in can go to war, and then have the other half of the population get sacrificed to Moloch or for God knows what. And they don't really get an equal representation there, you know. Hopefully women are forced to be drafted soon as well. I would love to see frontline combatant female soldiers. In the future, where there's a much more, you know, female-centric society, it's kind of inevitable. Like, at the end of the day, you know, men are dropping out of the workforce, they're dropping out of everything. So, as democracy continues to improve, who's going to have to pick up the slack? That'll be women. So, hopefully the future wars are actually fought by women. That would be an exciting prospect for America. I'm sure it's going to go over really well against the extra 300 million men China has that they're willing to sacrifice in any sort of global conflict. But, you know, who am I to predict the future or anything like that, or, you know, muse about something like that? What a horrible thought, right? How terrible. Yeah, but, so this is the result of democracy, though, or our version of it. And direct democracy would be equally as bad and equally as unprofitable, so I'm glad neither form of democracy actually exists here in America. And I do love the people that just think they can vote away after, especially the last few elections. Just keep voting, dude. I mean, certainly after the election in the year 2000 as well, dude. Just keep voting and everything will be fine. Just get out there and vote. I'm totally gonna change things by voting. Yeah. We can't say a lot of these things on YouTube or go into it. I'm really hoping someday there's a free speech extremist platform where I can just start making content and actually speak my mind and say all the things I want to say with the words I want to use, but for now, I will operate with the cards I am dealt, and I will do my best. And I hope you guys enjoyed my little rant and are able to operate with the cards you are dealt, the hand you are dealt, and do the absolute best with it that you can. wherever it takes you, no matter what happens. Don't stop. Keep going until you've decided it's over, in which case then it's over. But yeah, but until that point, at least keep going for the sake of being able to meme at the end of the day, right? Even if it was just for the lulz, at least it was for the lulz. That's good enough for me, and I hope it's good enough for you. Bye, guys.